Let's create a retweet icon using Photoshop's pen tool. So it's helpful to draw out the shape you want to create by hand first. This can be on paper or on the computer, either way works. So I'll just draw out the skeleton of a retweet icon here. So we've got a line with the arrow, and it's got that vertical line, and then the opposite shape underneath it. And then we'll just add this beveled edge here and on top, and there's some thickness to the lines. So the next thing to try to do that's really helpful is to break down the shape into its basic parts. So there's an arrow here, and then there's another arrow on the other side, but upside down. And then there's this rectangle down here with a beveled edge, and another one of the same above. Alright, so with that in mind, let's get started. So we'll pick the custom shape tool down here, and then we'll pick the arrow shape. And hold down Shift while we draw out the arrow to get a nice proportional shape. And then we're going to rotate it to point downward. And now we need the pen tool, and we'll take just these top two control points and we'll drag them straight up while holding Shift so we get a nice straight line. And we just want to elongate the arrow a little bit. Now we just want to select the layer and use the Move tool to duplicate it. Just hold down Option. And then, now that we've duplicated this layer, we just want to flip it so it points up. And now we can get to drawing the rectangles. So select the rectangle tool, and we just want to draw a rectangle that's about the same height as the arrow is wide, and kind of join them up a little bit because we want to bevel that edge. Just close out of that. And then we can just kind of nudge it down and over a little bit to close up those gaps. And now we can take the pen tool, and we only want that one little corner. And it's kind of tricky to get, but you only want to select that one control point and hold Shift as we drag it over. And we want the angle of that bevel to match the angle of the arrow. So we'll need to zoom in a little bit to make sure that works. I think that's pretty good right there. Oh, that's a little angled. We'll zoom in a little further here and make sure that it matches up nicely. I think that's pretty good. So now we'll take this layer and switch back to the Move tool and just duplicate that one straight down. And if we hold Shift, we can actually snap it to that bottom edge. All we need to do is flip it, nudge it over a little bit, and we have our retweet icon. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, check out my blog at designwithdave.com.